Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carlos, and in this video we're going to take a look at this design by Ha Designs, and I wanted to show you guys how they came about this logo. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, but first, and welcome back. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We have Illustrator open, and in our layers panel, we see we already have words and background. So spoiler alert, we're going to make these words and we're going to put it on a background. First thing I'm going to do is click on the text tool, and I'm going to click and I'm going to write like. I'm going to click on the selection tool, or V is the shortcut. I'm going to make that a little bigger so I can see it a little better, and I'm going to hit Shift to constrain the proportions. I'm going to hit Alt, click and drag to make a direct copy. Now I'm going to double click on that word and I'm going to change that to share. And again, same thing, Alt, drag to make a copy. I'm going to double click and double click again and subscribe. So we have like, share, subscribe. Now I'm going to go up to our shape tool and make sure that ellipse is selected. I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to hold the Shift key to make sure that it's a perfect circle. Shift key is the shortcut to constrain proportions, whether you're resizing or creating different shapes. Now I'm going to drop down to the knife tool. You may not see the knife tool in your Illustrator, but if you don't, what you do is you see this ellipse down here. You go ahead and click on that, and then you're able to scroll up and down and find the tools that you are looking for, and you'll be able to click and drag and put it into place if you want. But for now, let's go ahead and leave that like that. Make sure that we have our knife tool. I'm going to come in here and just click and drag and make a shape. I want that to be a little smoother though. That was close. There we go. One more time. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing but with the bottom. Click and drag. Okay, so now that we have our shapes, I'm going to come up to the like text and I'm going to change that to a light blue color. My share, I want to change it to this pink color, and subscribe, I want this orange color. Actually, let's go ahead and drop down to like, I want it to be the medium blue. Share, I want it to be the medium purple, and subscribe, I want it to be the medium orange, and that'll make sense in a second. Okay, click that top shape. I'm going to Shift, click on like. I'm going to go up to Object, drop down to Envelope Distort, and make with top object. And we see here that this is Alt Command C or Control if you're on a PC. So click on that. You see then that the text is then enveloped in that shape. Now we can actually click on like and then use the arrow key to move that up just a little bit. Okay, that's good. I'm going to click the bottom shape, Shift, click share, and we're going to do the same thing. Alt Command C, and share gets moved into that shape. That looks good. We're going to move that down just a little bit. And one more time, middle shape, Shift, click subscribe, Alt Command C, and there is our logo. So now that we have that text in that shape, what we want to do is go up to Object, drop down to Expand, and yes, Object is good and Fill is good, so click OK. And basically all that did was take our fonts and the shape and everything and turned all of those into just a general shape. And that is what's going to let us get that 3D, do that 3D effect. So now that we have these expanded, what I'm going to do is select it all and hit Command G, Control G if you're on a PC, to group these shapes. And now I'm just going to hit the Alt key, click and drag over here because we're going to need that. We're going to need those words a little bit later. Let's do that again though, but this time I'm going to hit Alt, click and drag, This time I'm going to resize this, and I'm going to hit the Shift key to make sure that our constraints are, or that our shape is constrained. And now with this group selected, I'm going to double click so I can go into the group. I'm going to click on like, and I'm going to change that color to this dark blue. Hit subscribe, hit this dark orange, and again, share. We're going to go to this dark purple, right? There we go. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to click this arrow here to go all the way back up to the top level. I'm going to move that over and select both of these. And I'm going to use the Align panel to center both of these. Now I'm going to grab this little one. I'm going to right click, Arrange, Send to Back. That looks good. Now I'm going to select both of these groups. I'm going to go to Object, Blend, Blend Options. Specified steps is perfect, and I crank that up to 500 steps. This first selection is perfect. So I'm going to click OK. And it doesn't look like anything happened. That's because we have to go up to Object, Blend, and make that blend. And now what Illustrator did is it took a look at the top object and the bottom object, and then it figured out what the 3D should look like. And that's where the 500 steps comes in. So if we deselect that, we see that we have our 3D perspective thing happening, or that 3D effect. So now I'm going to come over to our side group. I'm going to double click on that, click on like. I'm going to select the lightest blue, click on subscribe, and hit that lightest orange and share, and we're going to hit the lightest purple. Perfect. Click this arrow twice to get to the very top level, and if we place this, well, actually what we can do is select everything and then again use the Align panel, and there we go. So now we have basically our logo is done, but for me, I would like to go to the background layer, come over to our shape, hit the rectangle tool, and I'm going to click and drag. And then I'm going to go to my gradient panel, and I'm going to tell it that I want a radial gradient. And for this color, obviously it's already selected, but that light purple that I had for the background. And if I double click on this circle, I'm able to select the other purple, or that dark purple actually looked really good too. And if we really wanted to, if I click here, and if I wanted to add, say, a yellow in there, we can totally do that too. But since that looks hideous, I'm going to make sure that this yellow is selected. And I can either hit that trash can, or I can just click and drag it off and it goes away. And there you go. That's how we can add some dimension to some of the words that we're using for our designs, for logo designs or illustrations or anything like that. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you know anyone that's looking to get into graphic design, animation, movie making, please send this video on over to them. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And if you notice there's a little bell, if you click on that, anytime I come out with a new video, you'll be alerted. And that way we can learn how to do all this stuff together. I hope this video finds you healthy, and I hope this video finds you safe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Coconut justice.